welcome to my channel. This is the World Drifter, and today I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, and I have a very special guest. I'd like to introduce her to you. She is a content creator and lots of different things. So I'll let her introduce herself.
Okay, so hi guys. I am Maggie. My friends call me Washera. I am a Kenyan living in Nairobi. I am a social media manager and a YouTuber.
I know you have a channel. You can introduce her too.
Yeah, so what do you want to do?
Okay, I want to know how you started in the YouTube content creation side of things.
Okay, well, that's interesting. So I love watching YouTube a lot. I love watching YouTube vlogs and travel content. So I decided to start my own channel and just show people life in Nairobi. So I started my channel last year in August. We had a convention in Nairobi, and I also do events decor. So I decided to show the behind the scenes for the event, and that's how I started YouTube.
Okay, so for someone to start a YouTube channel, how you think it's a passion, or what do they have to do?
Okay, I think it has to be a passion.
Okay.
Some people do it for money, but along the way, you lose the passion for it. You don't have the passion to begin with.
Okay.
And so you lack consistency if you're not passionate about it. So I would say be passionate about it. And if you are, start where you are. If you have a phone, you don't need a camera. Just start with what you have. You do not need a microphone. Just start with what you have. That's what I did. So yeah.
So in other words, if you're doing it for the money,
you're in the wrong hustle, darling. Don't do it for the money because you won't get the money immediately. It might take you months or years. So, yeah. Well, I grew up in Nairobi, born and raised in Nairobi. Life was interesting because my parents didn't have that much, but they both had a regular 9 to 5. So I attended school in Nairobi. Campus in Nairobi, I studied at JQuat. People call it Juja Boys here because it has male-dominated courses. So I studied finance, and in school I started real estate because I was hungry for money. But then I dropped it and got into sales. And that is how I was able to start talking to people, network.
for my listeners and my viewers, I want you to tell me more about Kenya and why people should come to Kenya, people should visit, or even try to live here.
Right. Okay. Kenya is a beautiful place, not gonna lie. Starting with Nairobi, the capital, the weather, the infrastructure, the restaurants, the people. We are all vibes and vibes.
I know this is a very controversial topic, but we got to talk about it. I know that my listeners, my viewers want to hear about this.
Okay.
So tell me about the Kenyan women. Then we talk about the men after, then about dating.
Okay. Kenyan women, what do you want to know? We are beautiful, we are smart, we are driven, very driven. Yeah, and we like to keep fit. So what do you want to know about Kenyan women?
Everything.
Oh, okay. Someone is interested.
My viewers want to know.
Alrighty, come to
I have
Kenya.
a lot of friends who want to come to Kenya.
We have the most amazing women, cultured, respectful, and vibeful at the same time. We know how to have fun, and we know when to be serious. Okay, that's what.
So tell me about the men here in Kenya.
Okay, Kenyan men. Oh, they're hardworking. Yeah.
Really?
No, for real. Kenyan men are trying. The economy, as we all know, is beating our men. It's beating all of us. But I mean, what else is there to say about Kenyan men? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but y'all are amazing. But when you get money,
They don't share money?
when they get money, listen. A Kenyan man will date for love when he's broke.
Really?
And then Kenyan women are very supportive, and Kenyan women are hustlers. So those who believe in helping a man grow and growing together, they do that. And then when the man gets money, he now sees himself as a macho man, yeah? and he starts, you know, here and there. And so, generally, even in marriage, what happens here is the man will marry for kids to have a family, because even in business, when you're doing business and you're a married man, you're more respected. And so he will marry for that. But he still needs to have fun. It's like he doesn't have fun with his wife. So he goes out and gets other women. And that is generally what happens here in Kenya. I think all over the world, but that is what happens here. I'm sorry, Kenyan guys, I'm sorry. But that's what's been happening here.
So when they're married, you're saying that they think the woman is boring, or she just become boring, or she's
I mean,
married,
you know,
so she's not trying.
when a woman gets married, she has a home to run. She has kids. She has a man to support as well, to cook for and all of that. So I think just life generally and responsibilities makes her boring.
So is that because back in the days, the ancestors, they used to have 3, 4, 5 wives, whatever they can afford, right? So you think that would have probably been better if they go back to that system? I know it's still happening right now.
Yeah.
It's legal, so you can have 2 wives, 3, whatever you can afford. So do you think that in a household, if you have 2 wives, 3 wives, whatever, if they all come together in the compound and everybody share the work and the money, you think that would be a better way to go?
Let me say this. From my own beliefs, I do not support polygamy, but in societies where they support it, I feel like if a woman knows that this is what is happening, that I'm going to be a first wife and there's going to be a second, then that is okay. If she knows that this is what is going to happen. But for a man to just bombard you with someone, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I think if it's like a mutual understanding,
Yeah.
and they say, okay, let's do this,
Yes.
and it's for the better good, in other words.
Right.
Yeah.
For the man.
Everybody, that's another story. But if it works out financially,
Yeah.
because the man is they're gonna have more than one woman anyway, right? And the money is being spread over different households, yeah. And then what happens then?
If the wives are all comfortable, then that's okay. Plus, they know that they're sharing their man, then I think that's okay. But I don't know. I mean, a woman's psychology, we don't like to share. We don't like to share our men. I want that love to be all mine.
You should have enough love to go around, though, don't you think? You don't think so? You're just greedy. You want more. Is that what-
I'm greedy. Yeah, I want him all to myself. But yeah, if they all know that this is a culture, this is what we're doing, then I think that's okay.
So back in the days, though, to be serious, back in the days when they used to do this,
Yeah.
I don't know how it worked, if it was feasible or how they did it. I know maybe your grandparents,
No,
they weren't,
they were not polygamous.
they in the Kikuyu,
Yeah, in the Kikuyu.
but the other tribes,
Yeah, yeah.
the other tribes, they used to do it, and I know some of these people were miserable, I'm sure,
Were they?
because I talked to other people from different culture, and
Yeah.
they said no, they don't like that, but they don't have a choice. It's their religion, it's their way of life. So
Yeah,
it's all up to the individual, I
That's
guess.
true.
Yeah, it's up to the individual.
that's true.
Okay, Meg. So we're gonna talk about dating in Nairobi.
Okay. Controversial topic. Listen, I think every big city all over the world, its dating scene is just messed up. What they say, the dating pool has P. That is exactly what is happening here in Nairobi. A lot of people are having a lot of fun, less commitments. So, yeah. But there are good women and there are good men here. You just have to be wise and know what you want. So, what do you want to know?
Yeah, but this probably people do it for different reasons. Yeah,
Right?
they did it for different reasons, and it's not always real.
Yeah.
It's not always real. The people have ulterior motives too, right? So,
Yeah.
you know how it is.
Yeah.
That's
But
right,
it's
but-
fun. I think dating in Nairobi. Okay.
So you prefer to date Kenyans or foreigners, Westerners?
Foreigners.
Why foreigners?
I've dated Kenyan men. It did not work out for me. I think Kenyan men just don't know how to communicate. They're not raised up to communicate. They're raised up to be macho men. Don't cry. So a man is not really able to communicate what they feel. And even when the man wants to dump you, he's not going to tell you, or he's not going to say, I think this doesn't work. You'll just see him with another girl somewhere. And
So
I don't like that.
that goes both ways. The women do the same thing too,
Here,
don't you think?
generally, no. I think we love to communicate. I think.
They don't give a
Women
heads up
communicate. Okay.
that it's over.
Hmm?
They don't give a heads up that it's over. They just disappear.
They just disappear, or they start giving you the silent treatment, or disrespecting you, posting stuff, lying. I mean, it's easier to just say, I think this is not going to work. Like, what's the harm in that? Let's go our separate ways.
So you don't think it go both ways?
I think women do that though.
I'm sure it goes both ways.
But I think, okay,
This is just a digital world and social media and all of that. So, I mean, back in the days, people never used to do that. You know, they talk to you, you have a conversation about the situation. If you can fix it, you fix it. If not, then you go about your merry way. Bottom line,
Yeah.
you know. But now,
But I think the difference is nowadays, a person really won't communicate that I think this is not working. You'll just feel the disrespect in the little things they do.
right?
For example, if you're used to communicating in a certain way, that ends. And then you probably see them with other people. So, yeah, that hurts.
I think that goes both ways. I think in the States also it's the same thing. In the West, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. People just, you know, they just get angry for no reason.
Yeah,
And you know,
yeah.
when people start getting angry, you know they're angry at you. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
That's true.
It is what it is. You can.
We need to be
People
better
are-
people.
People are people. All I know is people are just people. Wherever you go in the world.
Go to therapy. Be a better person.
Sometimes
Communicate.
when you go to therapy, the therapist needs therapy.
Okay.
For some people, when they go to the therapist,
Yeah.
believe me, I've seen it.
Because of all the he's been receiving
Yes,
stories
yes.
and oh,
That
that's
energy
true.
is very strong.
That's true.
Strong energy. So
But I think we just need to be better people and respect
yeah.
other people. If,
I believe that we can be better. If you make mistakes in life, you try to correct that
yeah.
and just keep going on with your life and just don't make the same mistake over and over and over.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I agree with that.
And you have to be a better person. Try to be a better person in life to yourself, to everyone around you. Because at the end of the day, if you have no friends, that's it.
Right.
If everybody's moving away from you, you're the problem.
That's true.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's life.
That's true.
So in general, you just have to, you know, be aware of everything that happens in your life.
That's true.
So it makes you a better person.
That's
That's
true.
if you want to change.
Yeah.
Some people never change. You're just stuck in that way of life or that way of thinking. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I also want to add dating in Nairobi. We have not completed that topic. It's a lot to
Right.
talk about. So nowadays we are all on dating sites. That is what is popping in Nairobi. You know, the common dating sites. And I think most Kenyan women are going for foreigners right now. We want something different culture, which I think is amazing. And I think the men are also doing that, some, not all. But I am for it. I am for it. Go meet different people.
So you think they're dating because they want to leave Kenya or leave Africa?
Some are, most are. Some are there for the visa. Some are there just for fun. And I've noticed there are Kenyan women who don't really want to relocate. They just want something different, a different experience that is not Kenyan. Most people, I think, like most of my friends, they're not interested in relocating. They love it here. They love it in Nairobi. And so when you get a man that is more exposed, we call you guys more exposed. I don't know why, but you guys come with a different vibe. You're more experienced, of course. You have something to share that is different from what we've experienced, which is a good thing. So we love that, and we're there for that. So yeah, Kenyan women are going for men who are not Kenyan.
So in other words, they think the grass is green on the other side.
They do,
Sometimes it's not though.
I know.
I mean, when I come here, I say this is paradise
Oh,
compared to America. Man, it's like You just need money to live here.
That's
You
true.
don't really need a lot, but you need enough to be comfortable.
That's true.
And you have to be smart in how you spend your money,
Yeah.
or else you're gonna end up just like the people that you see on the street begging. Yeah.
That is very true. In Nairobi, if you have money, you will live well. You will love life. Yeah, but most of us don't, though. That's another topic.
But you know, riches and all of that is it's what is riches really? What is wealth?
What is wealth?
Yeah.
I feel like wealth is being able to live comfortably and do the things you want to do. So that really is different for different people.
There you go. You're very right about that because look, people come here from the States, living in a city where it's overcrowded, pollution,
Right?
and you're sick. You work 6, 7 days a week. You don't get enough sleep. You always go to the doctor.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not healthy. You're
Right.
eating junk food.
Right.
Always moving. You come to Africa, you're relaxed. You don't spend so much money. The food is healthier. And you can just go to where Nanyuki and go see the mountains and just chill.
Makes
The water
sense.
is clean up in the
Yeah.
mountains and stuff like that. Natural stuff. But in America, just bills. People don't realize bills.
Okay, I get that. But by the time you're coming here, you have had years of work experience and a lot of dollars saved.
Some people,
Some people.
not everybody.
Okay.
Not everybody that you see come off the plane, they have to go back to a job. They have to go back to bills because they borrow money to come here. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not about it's credit cards. Come on,
Okay, yeah.
credit cards. You got to pay that.
Yeah.
High interest too.
Right.
So
Right.
not because people come here from the West,
Right.
they have
But they
money
can
like
still
that.
afford to do that. Whereas us here, when you look at the exchange rate, for example, and how much a normal Kenyan is making, you can't even afford to like even live in Kileleshwa and Kilimani. It's too expensive.
I understand.
So when do you start to think of even traveling?
Yeah, true, but not everybody that comes here can afford to live in Kileleshwa or Lavington
Okay,
or wherever.
yeah.
They can't because they have a regular job like everybody else.
That's true.
So we're living on minimum wage.
Right.
Some say it's like $16 an hour, US, and your rent is $1,200 a month.
Right.
Do the math. You see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Plus you have doctor bills
Yeah.
or health insurance, and you have all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
to pay. You have a car, if you have a car, you can't even afford a car
Right.
to drive to work. You may have to take the bus. Sometimes
Right.
cheaper to take the bus than to have a car because repairs, tires, gas.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Makes
So, look, you have to experience it to understand. If you
And
don't
I think
experience it, you would never know.
Kenyans don't know that, and so most of us want to actually come and experience the hustle. So that is why you're finding so many Kenyans, Africans looking for visas to
I would
go.
say give them a visa and let them go to the Western world. Go work in the snow, shoveling snow, going to work in the snow, in the cold, and they'll see. Just go visit.
But they're
Don't work
acing
for
it.
them. Not everybody's telling you the truth.
So what we see Kenyans working 2-3 jobs.
Two, three jobs. You know how hard it is?
You know what? I know it is hard, but they give themselves like a timeline. Because I know some people working 2-3 jobs,
Right.
and they're able to invest back here. And by the time they're 50, they are retired and they come back home and they live well.
Not everybody though.
Okay, yeah, not
Some
everybody.
people.
Yeah.
Some people, you see, if you have someone gonna help you
Yeah.
to do that, it's good. Other than that,
Okay.
and I heard a lot of families go there, like wife, husband, kids. When they
Yes.
get to America, they break up.
That's true. And their kids,
Yeah.
yeah,
Get into drugs, all kinds of stuff.
that's
So
true.
it just, I mean, they have the family unit here, but when they go there, it's a different story.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay. So the grass is not always green on the other side.
not always greener. Look, you guys have family. You have a foundation here.
That's
In Africa,
true.
you guys have a foundation.
Yes. We are brought up
We in the
same
West,
way.
we don't have a foundation, really.
Oh.
Most people think their foundation starts from slavery.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that's another story altogether too.
That's
But
true.
bottom line, you guys, you're a family land that you can go back and say, hey, this is going back centuries or whatever, yeah?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is our land, and
Yeah.
we're gonna, that's what some people run away, like in America, same thing. Jamaica, say they run from the country, or we call country, you can call it village.
Right.
They're from the village or
They're
their
from the
country or the
village.
country and go to town or the city, right? Some of them get caught up. Some of them live on the streets.
Yeah.
Homelessness in America is like off the chain now.
Really?
Homeless. Yes.
Oh,
Are you talking about everyone? Hispanics, Caucasian,
right.
African, American, whatever you may call them. They're on the streets, living under a bridge.
Okay.
So you have to take that in consideration.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why some family members, even in Africa, no one hear from them? They disappear. People are like, hey, what happened to such and such? Oh, I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Right.
He's probably on the street somewhere.
They're struggling.
Yeah, people take
Oh,
drugs because
no.
they can't cope with life.
That's
just
true.
how it is.
That's true.
So, life happens. Yeah?
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to give thanks for what we have.
Right?
Health is always wealth. Remember that.
That's true.
Don't worry about money. If you're going to get money, not everybody's going to be rich.
Yeah.
Not everybody. But if you apply yourself the right way, you can be comfortable in life.
Yeah.
Health insurance is expensive in the States. Very expensive.
Oh,
Here, you go to the dentist, you pay. How much you pay to go to the dentist here?
maximum $20.
20 US.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
You should check it out. Check it out, see how much it costs in
In the
States.
US.
Yes.
Oh.
A lot of money.
Oh,
A lot of money. Canada is kind of better because they have a better healthcare system.
right.
Yeah, I don't think you pay so much, but America, forget it. You can afford that. Some European countries give you for free.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always a way, they can do the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Taxing.
yeah, they tax you and then later on in life, they take care of you. But here, I mean, in America, they don't, I mean, you're on your own, basically.
Oh,
So,
okay. I did not know all that.
now you know.
Now I know.
Okay, Meg, so, another controversial topic.
Bring
all right?
it on.
So, tell me about the differences between, say, Europeans or white Europeans and
Right.
African American or black men from the West.
Right. Okay. So, African American men are very interesting. They're very interesting. They're fun to hang around. But when it comes to dating, I think that's where we draw the line. You're gonna hate me for this.
But remember now, at least African American, there's Western, okay, we call that Caribbean black men, and you have the African American. So they're two different sets of people. Not the same ideology, not the same way of
Caribbean,
thinking.
Caribbean men.
Caribbean is different than black Americans, totally different.
Have we experienced Caribbean men? I don't think so.
I'm a Caribbean man.
But you live in America.
I live in America, yes.
That's one and the same thing.
It's not the same
for
thing.
us.
It's not the same thing. No,
Is it?
it's not. We grew up differently. We have different way of thinking.
Okay.
All right, so let's discuss this difference between Caribbean men and say black American, right?
Okay.
And UK or
European men.
Because look, cursing
Yeah.
is not, if you're like probably Florida or depends on where you grew up in America, it's different. California, Florida, more people like in let's see, New York, New Jersey, DC, that area,
Yeah.
they tend to like curse a lot. But like in the South, not so much.
But
I don't think, I like Florida not so much either, but New York, man, their mouth is just filthy.
Oh,
It don't
right.
matter if you're black or white or Jewish or whatever it is.
Okay.
It's just the same. It's just because look, you have to take into consideration the place is cold. You're gonna be miserable, yeah?
Right.
Cold, and it's just a hustle and bustle. You gotta keep moving.
Right.
You have to watch your back. You have to be like, it's more of a faster pace. You have to be a gangster, right? In the South, like, it's more relaxed. When you get sun, think about it. Wherever you live, where it's nice and warm,
Right.
people tend to be like chill, like Africa here. People just chill. In England, for instance, those people normally, they're tight with money. They don't really,
They don't spend.
they're very tight, trust me. Because, I mean, it's gloomy every day. What do you think? London is gloomy.
That's true.
People are, the sun gives you energy and makes you alive, yeah?
But we like Europeans.
You prefer Europeans here in Kenya?
Most Kenyan women, yes. I don't know why, but there's something about Black American men. I think also what we see on TV, it's like they're always
Stereotypical, right?
fighting something. Oops. But that's generally what we see. It's like even the way they respond, like some that I have talked to, just the way they respond, it's like they're fighting something. Like, chill, relax.
But you see, the good will suffer for the bad all the time because that's what you're exposed to. That's what you see on TV. That's what you see in the music. And people don't realize music is your culture, really. So if whatever you see in those movies and videos, that does not really portray the real society.
Really?
No.
Because I think what we see on TV is, especially in America, the racism
Yeah.
and how blacks are the minorities. And so they're always defensive. That's the word I was looking for. They're very defensive. And so when they come here, we can feel it.
It depends again where you're from in America.
Okay.
If you're from the hood, of course, you got to fight for your life. If you're from certain parts of California, of course, you're going to try to defend yourself. So they put on, some people are nice people, just that they have to put on that persona.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To defend themselves. So, it's just, that's just how it is.
So we should understand them more.
You have to understand, right?
Right.
A lot of people in America, we go through a lot of stuff that we just have to, some people get broken because, and some people, they still go to church and they try to keep that unit. You see what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Family, very important. Mother, father, kids,
Yes.
very important.
Yeah.
If there's a single mother, and a lot of these families, single parent, mother raising these kids, 5 kids, 4 kids, whatever it is, doing 3 jobs, 4 jobs, just to hold it down, yeah? No father around. So what do you think? That's how they grow up.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, Ken, you guys here don't understand what you have. You don't understand what you have here. You can go back generations and know where you're coming from. We don't have that. If you go and try to find your ancestors, you may find a plantation and you said, okay, that person's name is such and such, but you ain't go no further because they don't have a name. They probably have a date of birth or whatever, but you don't know if it's even the right person.
Right.
So people have to go back in history and they have to understand the mindset of why people behave the way they behave. Yeah?
Right. Okay.
So you guys have a foundation, a groundation we'll call it. You have a groundation.
So you're saying we have everything here.
You got everything in
Don't
Africa.
move. Settle.
Africa is rich. The continent. Africa should just be a country, not a continent.
Just bad leadership.
Because when you do that, like different countries, you divide.
Yeah.
And when you divide, people conquer you because they're divided. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you're just one set of people, everything will be good.
Okay.
Because all the riches are here.
That's true.
Everything is here that you need. Why you gotta go to America? Look at Nairobi. Look outside. Look at Nairobi. Look how that beautiful it is.
Yeah.
People are coming in because they see the wealth here. Why do you think people are coming here?
They love it here.
Because they see the potential. But you guys don't see it. You all want to run away. I know you want to go get the money, but money is here too. Why do
just
people
need
come
to
and get the
know
money?
how to get
You
it,
have
right?
gold. You have everything that the Western world needs to be rich. Why do you think they're rich? Because they take from here.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people here, if they're not even thinking. I see the waterway here, just to divert a little bit. Look,
Yeah.
I see the river, Nairobi River. Yeah, it's dirty. People are throwing garbage.
Yeah.
They're throwing clothes. Those things are not biodegradable. What do you think going to happen to the water? It's going to die.
Yeah.
Water is life. Yeah.
Yeah. Systems don't work here. That's a problem.
It's a mindset of the people.
That's true.
If the people can just understand, listen, hey, this is where I live. I mean, I see it in the States too. In our neighborhood, black people's neighborhood, they put the window down and they throw the trash out. KFC, whatever box come flying out, hitting your car. The juice thing flying out on the side. Somebody will pick it up, right?
Yeah.
That's littering. When I went to New York for the first time in about 1990 something, and I'm like, man, this place is dirty. Yeah. I went to Canada, I'm like, wow, this place is clean. Mindset of the people.
That's true. So we have to adopt the right mindset. Kenyans,
And it's not about rich or poor either.
right?
Look, in Jamaica, in the country, yeah,
Yeah.
these people, they have land, but they didn't have much. They didn't have like riches like people call, what you call riches, yeah, money and so on. But they have a little house, and their grandmother, the place would be like spotless.
Ooh,
They're not rich.
yeah.
So what do you call rich? Huh?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? It's not. So it's a matter
So
of.
it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
It's a
There you go.
mindset that we have. Kenyans watching.
You have wealth here. You just don't. You just don't know it. Don't run away and leave your. You know, many people run away and go to big city, and someone else take the land and make use of the land.
Yeah. Kind of
People
like
want
what
you guys to run away, go to the west. What's going to happen? They all don't you see all come. They're all coming here.
they're already
What do you think
doing.
they're coming here for? To take what you run away from.
Yeah,
You can't leave your house and go and leave it locked up or abandoned. Someone's going to take it.
that's true. Okay,
Take care of what you have right here.
I hear you.
Wealth is here. Riches is here. You have gold, diamond, everything you think of is
That's
right.
true.
Cobalt, everything is here. I think they're coming here. And when they come, they're multiplying and taking over.
Yeah,
Yeah, think about it.
makes sense.
So that's just some, let me stop ranting on that. So that's it. Okay, Meg, so after all this discussion and stuff,
Yeah,
it's very interesting, enlightening.
enlightening
to you.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have learned a lot from you.
So let's talk about your channel for a minute, and let's push your channel and see if you can get some subscribers and so on.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, I do have a YouTube channel, as I mentioned. I am Sarah Ngugi. So that's CERAA and Ngugi. In Kikuyu, it's Ngugi.
Ngoge.
Ngugi, but I like to say Ngugi, then in brackets.
Lynn Ngoge she's
She's not my sister, but she's Kikuyu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The Kikuyu name.
Ngugi,
Okay.
that's a Kikuyu name. So yeah, Sarah Ngugi, I do Nairobi content. I would love to start traveling soon and do travel content, but for now, I'm gonna be showing you everything amazing in Nairobi, hidden spots. So if you want me to do that, please subscribe to my channel.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out, guys. You can rewind it, and I'll put her details also on my channel. So subscribe to her, support her,
Yes.
share, like,
Yeah.
and
comment.
thumbs up and comment. There you go.
Yeah.
So for now, World Drifter signing out. Peace. Blessings. Less stress, more success. Out.